My mother abandoned me when I was born because she was 18 and young, but now, 20 years later, she wants my money. When my mother was 18, she ended up getting pregnant from a one-night stand and made it clear that she didn't want a baby. She also didn't want an abortion, so she was considering giving me up for adoption, which is when my grandparents stepped in. They told my mother that they would adopt me, but my mother had some additional demands. She said she didn't want any responsibility in case my grandparents ran into money problems, so she wanted to sign away her parental rights. My grandma was sad that her daughter was abandoning her grandson, but agreed and decided to treat me as her son. As I grew up, I learned about my bio mom and desperately wanted a relationship with her. I tried to contact her and ask for a meeting over 13 times when I was 11 years old. Eventually, I understood that she didn't want anything to do with me and decided to start living my own life. I loved my grandparents, mainly because they never restricted me and allowed me to contact my mother whenever I wanted. They even sacrificed their savings so I could go to college without getting a part-time job. By the time I was 22, I had forgotten all about my mother. She was still talking to my grandparents, but never asked about me or tried to have a mother-son relationship. I knew that she had married someone across the country, but I had lost any love that I had. Instead, I focused on starting a business with my friends. We lived in a city where there was no auto parts store, so we simply started one. Once we graduated, with Business C, because our business rose. We pooled money from all our savings and bought both car dealerships near our town. My ambition was to make enough money so I could pay back my grandparents tenfold and allow them to travel the world so they could experience what they missed when they raised me. Meanwhile, me and my friends knew that we couldn't mix friendship and business for much longer, so we diversified and split up into different fields. It worked way better than I expected because we had made some stupid decisions when it came to investing, and we got lucky with the stock market. This is also when I met the love of my life, but little did I know, my life wasn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows. One day, I got a phone call from an unknown number, and I picked up thinking it was a new client. It was my mother. She asked how I was doing, but I kept all my answers short and remained cordial. It's true that I had stopped loving her, but that also meant that I didn't particularly hate her. So when she asked to meet me at a restaurant, I agreed. I thought that even though she had never tried to establish a relationship in 26 years, maybe it was never too late to try, and wanted to give her a chance. When we sat down, she looked much older and weary than the pictures I had seen. She started off by saying how happy she was that I was doing well in life. Then she quickly changed the conversation and talked about how she'd recently gotten divorced. She couldn't get any alimony since they had a prenup, and she cheated on her ex-husband. So right now, she was struggling to find a job. That's when she had a brilliant idea to contact her son for help. I understood she was going to ask for money, but the way she asked shook me to my core. I'm going to need around $12,000 to secure an apartment. I'll send you my bank details, so make sure to send the money before the weekend. I was baffled and didn't reply for at least a full minute. Then I politely told her that she can't just ask money from a stranger and expect to be paid instantly. She argued that I'm her son and I have a responsibility to help her. I flat out told her that I stopped being her son the day she signed off her parental rights. I said that if she had regretted the decision when she got older and tried to re-establish contact, I would have been happy to help, but she never did. She started calling me rude and rebellious and went as far as to blame my grandparents for the way they raised me. Last but not least, she threw a glass of water at my face before leaving. Later that day, she still had the audacity to send me her bank details. Now, I didn't just block her because I felt like she needed to learn a lesson. I texted her that I only had cash, but I was willing to give her $15,000 if she drove to a town 4 hours away. She happily agreed, and when she got there, my friend handed her a briefcase full of Monopoly money. She made the mistake of not opening it until she got home and tried calling me, but I had already blocked her.